It's a start, but it's not enough. Only a handful of East Ghouta's critically ill are being allowed to leave to hospitals in Damascus, which is less than an hour's drive away. 29 patients, the majority of them women and children. The Syrian government is allowing them to be treated outside the besieged opposition stronghold after the armed group Jaish al-Islam agreed to release some government prisoners. It's not clear if new deals will be reached. It has been 4 years since East Ghouta was besieged by the Syrian army. The siege has tightened in recent months. There are, according to the United Nations, almost 500 urgent medical cases. Sulaiman has brain cancer. She says her condition is only deteriorating. The UN says more than a dozen people have already died while waiting to be evacuated for treatment.
There is no treatment available for me here. I have nothing. No medicine, no money. I'm just waiting for God's mercy.
It's not just a lack of medical supplies, there is a lack of food. The United Nations says the area is experiencing the worst case of child malnutrition since the start of the conflict.
The lack of medical equipment and vaccines have affected children. Also, they are malnourished. This has led to a number of diseases. Unfortunately, the children are facing dire conditions.
There have been 3 reported deaths because of malnutrition in the past 2 months. Sahar, Samer, and Haytham were all not even 2 months old when they died. The UN says more than 1,500 children are at risk, among them 232 who are acutely malnourished.
More than half of the 400,000 people trapped in East Ghouta are believed to be children. The area is not just under siege, it remains a war zone, despite a Russian-guaranteed de-escalation deal that was supposed to have silenced the guns and allowed aid in.
In September, aid reached the area for the first time in months, but it was only enough for 40,000 people. There is suffering in this region, and the fear is that the worst is yet to come. The government is using the siege and starvation tactic as a military strategy, and as the situation worsens, the likelihood of a surrender becomes more real. Zeina, Khodr, Al Jazeera, Beirut.